Hey everybody, it's Dr. B with Car Conversations with Dr. B because I'm in the car, which is where I often am. Anybody who is a parent of a teenager or otherwise young person, you know that you are basically a taxi driver, but unpaid. Anyway, so I am taping this to talk to you today. Easily thrown off. Talk about hiding in plain sight. So I had lunch with a friend of mine, colleague today, and we were talking about different things, about our businesses, about our personal lives, just about life in general. And we started talking about my head injury and the symptoms that I'm still having, and how honestly debilitating this head injury has been for me. And we started talking about tinnitus or tinnitus, however everybody wants to pronounce that, this ringing, persistent ringing in my ears, and the mental confusion that I often have and being overwhelmed. Like, we were at lunch today and I wanted to curl up in the corner because of the cacophony of sounds and visual inputs that I was getting were absolutely overwhelming, and not just like from a mental space, but like physical. Like I was getting disoriented. I was getting just overwhelmed. Anyway, so I have these things, I forget things, not just because of old age or blonde hair or, momming, but like legitimately, like in the middle of a routine, I don't remember what comes next. And all of a sudden I feel like nothing's making sense. Like I'm in a place and I'm like, wait, what am I? Wow. Okay. Like doing my hair, like I can't remember the next step. So just a number of things, some memory loss, headaches, visual disturbances, things like that. And I thought to myself, so here I am sitting at lunch. 2 days ago, I was in Ohio doing a big presentation for a bunch of amazing students at OU, go Bobcats. Anyway, and I thought to myself, no one can see behind and inside of me to know the level of effort that it's taking for me to show up in this way. No one can see that I am like legitimately pushing and pulling myself out of bed and into spaces to be able to get through those moments, and that when I'm in them, I'm doing my very best to be present because it's what I preach and teach. But it's really difficult because I don't feel like myself. I feel like my head weighs 100 pounds. I can't hear things. I'm not orienting to time and space very well. And I thought, all the great feedback that I've gotten, wow, every car in the world is pulling up right now. They're like, why is this woman recording herself? Anyway, but the point is that everyone who's seen me, like most 99% of the people, cannot tell any difference. They're like, oh, you did great, or, thanks so much, you were awesome. And I'm thinking to myself, I can only imagine how much more awesome I would be if I didn't feel like crap. So I'm calling this all out. I'm kind of sharing all this with you guys, not for pity or, compassion, although, I'll take a little both, and, cookies if you want to drop them off the house. But mostly I'm wanting to point out to you that two things. One, that if you're hiding and you're not sharing with other people how you're suffering, it's going to be really hard to have any expectation that anyone's going to be able to help you. So all of my circle and even my outer rings are really knowing about where my suffering is coming from. But second, there could be, and are, I am certain, so many people who are in your line of sight right now who are suffering and who aren't sharing that with you. So be on the lookout for suffering. My colleague today talked to me and she said, I can see it in your eyes that you're different than you were before the accident. And maybe you can't tell, but maybe ask, and don't listen for the, oh, good and you response, but really listen for the response underneath it. Really pay attention, because people who are hiding in plain sight need us to notice, need us to care, and need us to, give them a huge warm bear hug, maybe point them in a new direction for some assistance like I get all the time, so many doctor recommendations, but do that. Because we need each other. We get through this together. So a little longer Dr. B talk today, but thank you, love and light, and go bring the light to the world. All right, take care, everybody. Bye-bye.